South Africa has seen heated moments in parliament before, walkouts, shouting matches, even full-blown brawls, but nothing prepared the nation for what unfolded when George Michalakis rose from his seat with a thick, black folder labeled "Confidential." The chamber, moments earlier rowdy with interjections and partisan quarrels, fell into an uneasy stillness. Something in his posture, something in the intensity in his eyes, warned everyone watching. This would not be an ordinary speech. Michalakis began slowly, deliberately, his voice echoing through the silent chamber. For years, South Africans have been told a version of the truth, but today, we confront the truth that was never meant to see daylight. Side conversations died instantly. Even veteran MPs leaned forward. On the upper balcony, journalists scrambled to hit the live broadcast buttons. The speaker tried to remain composed, but even she sensed that this moment was about to become historic. He opened the black folder, revealing dozens of pages stamped top secret, restricted, and presidency only. Whether real or not inside the fictional universe, their presence was enough to send shockwaves through the room. He paused dramatically and then began reading. 1. The Shadow Files. Michalakis claimed these documents expose covert decision-making circles, a hidden network of advisors, strategists, and operatives operating parallel to the official presidency structure. As he spoke, ANC MPs shot up from their chairs. Point of order, Speaker. This is propaganda. Withdraw those lies. But the Speaker, visibly overwhelmed, allowed him to continue. The nation needed to hear this dramatic fiction unfold. 2. Confidential memos hinting at internal warfare. Michalakis described memos allegedly documenting severe internal tensions, with warnings of political sabotage, secretive late-night meetings, and directives marked "no public disclosure." MPs gasped, heckled, and shouted across the floor. Reporters typed furiously. Viewers at home watched with their hands over their mouths. 3. Financial pathways no one could explain. He turned to a separate batch of documents, charts, handwritten notes, and internal briefings, all part of the fictional script. According to Michalakis, these papers highlighted unexplained financial detours, sudden budget reallocations, priority projects approved without standard procedures. Every claim caused a fresh eruption of outrage. This must be the biggest fabrication in parliamentary history. If he's lying, then ANC shouldn't be this nervous. President Cyril Ramaphosa, seated at the front, did not immediately respond. He simply watched. But cameras caught it, a slight tightening of the jaw, a subtle exhale, a quiet word exchange with an aide. South Africans replayed that moment thousands of times within the hour. Michalakis turned directly toward the president. Mr. President, the country deserves the truth. These documents raise questions that can no longer be avoided. The chamber erupted again. It felt like history unfolding in slow motion. The speaker slammed her gavel repeatedly, shouting, "Honorable members, take your seats. Take your seats." But nobody listened. MPs pointed fingers across the aisle, several nearly crossed into physical confrontation. Security officers appeared at the edges of the room, a rare sight. Meanwhile, Michalakis stood calmly, the folder still in his hand, watching the storm he had unleashed. Within minutes, the story dominated every headline. Talk radio lines jammed with callers. WhatsApp groups overflowed with speculation. Social media trended with hashtags like #Michalakis Files, #Presidential Shock, #Truth in the NCOP. Even international media channels began airing segments titled, "South Africa faces its most dramatic political moment in years." As Parliament adjourned in absolute disorder, the echoes of Michalakis' revelations lingered throughout the building. Opposition MPs huddled in urgent strategy meetings. ANC leaders moved swiftly behind closed doors, visibly shaken in the fictional narrative. Security details tightened around the president. Journalists camped outside, waiting for statements that never came. By nightfall, speculation reached fever pitch.